Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Eugene Day. Today I'm pretty happy. I'm happy because I signed my first client today as a consultant. And, well, it's not my first client. It's my first client since I was laid off in September. And since I decided to try to make consulting my full-time career, at least for a while. So I am embarking on this journey of attempting to sell my own services as a discrete event simulation modeler and strategic consultant for healthcare systems, really for any system, but healthcare is where I specialize. And I have a new client. I am going to be working with a children's hospital, and I'm going to be modeling their emergency department so that they can use the simulation that I build to test different physician scheduling strategies. And this is work that I've done before that I know how to do. I'm very excited about it. And I built into the contract that basically I would answer two kind of broad, large scale questions for them. And once I have completed the model, validated the model, and answered those questions, then we will have the opportunity to develop an ongoing relationship where I say, hey, we have this really cool, really sophisticated model that we've built. Now let's query it for other interesting questions. And I have a whole list of questions that I can propose to them, but typically the best questions come from the people who work in the system. And we can test those and make strategic analyses of them and build data-driven cases for improvement that have been really effective at other systems that I've worked with. So that ongoing relationship is often only, 4 hours of work a week, sometimes only 4 hours of work a month, because a lot of these scenarios, once you have the model built, are very easy to model and report on very rapidly. But having several clients that are all asking me questions about the models that I've built for them will end up being a really manageable career for me, right? I would love to have 5 or 6 up and running models of various systems where people say, hey, here's another question that we have. And if I have those clients that are asking questions repeatedly, then, I have 10 to 20 hours of work a week, maybe, or even more. And that is enough for me to make a basic living, especially when you consider that each of these models once a year requires a little bit more work to refresh with more recent data, right? And that's a slightly more expensive process because it's a slightly more time intensive process. But it allows me to make sure that the model doesn't go out of date, doesn't fail to reflect changing demographics or changing processes within their system. So now I have begun this process. I have a client. I have sort of the equivalent of about 3 months worth of work, not full time work, but a 3 month duration of work that will allow me to develop the model that they need and answer the questions that they currently have. Hopefully, moving on to a sustained relationship. And I'm going to be visiting them. It's going to be exciting. I love shadowing people in emergency departments. I'm just really, really eager to get this work started. And this describes the business model as well, right? Because it's not reasonable for them to hire someone full time to be this person in one department. Maybe a full hospital needs someone to go and model and maintain a portfolio of the entire hospital, but an individual clinic or service area like an emergency department that is looking for a simulation to answer their questions, that's, a few months of work to get it up and running, and then very, very little work to continue it. There's just not a need for a full-time discrete event simulation expert within a single emergency department. So that's why, as a consultant, I can take on multiple clients, multiple hospital systems, work with them one by one, and then hopefully have that maintained relationship that allows me to do a few hours of work for multiple people every week. And that will be a good living for me. I'll be very excited to take that on and to pursue that. I will continue to publish the work that we do from it. That's how I have gotten a lot of my clients in the past, is by publishing work that we've done on their departments. And then new potential clients read that work and reach out to me and say, hey, can you come do this for me? Obviously, as a consultant with my own company, I'm going to have to do a little bit more in the way of chasing business down, which is not remunerated, right? I don't bill anyone for that time and effort, which is one of the reasons that consulting rates are a little higher, which you can see my previous video about. But I am just really, really excited today to be getting started on this new stage of my life. And even though it's not a stable, permanent career at this point, it is only me and one client that may or may not turn into an ongoing relationship. It is at the very least a good start and a breath of fresh air and a little bit of a load off my mind that I am moving forward and being productive, and that I'm going to be doing something I really, really love for the next few months. That's really exciting for me. So, thank you very much for spending a little time with me today. I am going out to a fancy dinner tonight with my wife to celebrate. And YouTube thinks you're going to like this video, which is about how to set your rates as a consultant. And I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel. Thanks. Bye.